Hey crafters, how are you today? Um, Actually a few years ago somebody requested on my channel that I show how to do something and I didn't see the request. So I'm posting it now and hopefully it's still helpful to her. The request that was posted was how did I make a dishcloth that was two different colors? How did I join one color to another? There's a lot of different methods in knitting for joining colors together. Um, the one that I find the most useful and the fastest for just joining colors together with thicker work weight yarn, like what I'm using Bernat cotton craft yarn, I think it's called. And I picked two different colors so you can see more clearly what I'm doing. This is what I find to be the quickest and the easiest way to join yarns together, especially different colors in a project. I ran out of yarn. I cut a decent sized length tail at the end of the leftover yarn at the end of a row. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, and then you want to make sure that you've got a decent sized tail that you're working with here. So that's, I don't know how long it is, but I just eyeball it, whatever you're comfortable with. And all I do is I take the tail of the original yarn and I tie the new yarn around, just a simple knot. Make sure it's really nice and tight. And then I snug that knot right up. Put this here so you can see what I'm doing better. I snug the knot right up tight to where I'm at. Okay, so now I have two tails that are going anywhere, and then I've got the string that's going to my new color of yarn. Throw that over there, and then I pick up my needles, and I just knit in the new color. And because I'm doing a decrease row, like that way, I'm just going to go a little bit in with this, playing around with different camera arrangements here, so hopefully everybody can be a little bit patient with me while I figure this out. So I don't know if you know if you're new to knitting, you just slide it in, loop around the back, bring it up and out. Back. This is the cast and throw knitting method. It's fairly straightforward. Okay, now you've got these two tails that you're going to have to deal with. And let me just get to the end of this row really quick here. And I will show you the way that I secure the knot and lock it in really good and tight with my knitting is I weave the ends into the cloth, which for a dishcloth, for like a heavy sweater, a scarf, something that you're making that it's doesn't really matter if one part of it's a little bit thicker than another, will work. When I'm knitting socks, I don't use this join method because it creates a bulk in certain parts of the sock, and maybe I'll do a video later on how I do the join on that. And this isn't the only way of doing a join. There are probably as many ways of doing joins as there are people that are knitting. This was the one that I used, so this is the one that I decided to share. Oops, knitting needle's running away. So all I do is I'm taking the end of the white because I've got white to weave it into, and a darning needle, and I'm just going to find, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, is I'm finding raised parts in the knitting that I can weave this into, and for the most part it blends right in with the other stitches, so you can't even really see that I've done it. It is a little bit time consuming, and you can go right across to whoops, I lost my thread. Trying to maintain too many things here. Okay. you can go right to the end. You can go to the end of the tail. Usually, if you just lock in 5 or 6 stitches, then that'll hold it down pretty good. And there again, like there's other ways. I know people that just they burn off the ends and they tie them, and that's fine. I like weaving my ends in with pretty much all of my projects because they don't let go. They don't come apart. I haven't had one come apart yet. And again, like with the dishcloth, this is going to bulk up this one section of the dishcloth, but again, it's a dishcloth, so having a little bit of a bulk in there isn't going to be an issue. Okay, so that's good for that. And I'm just going to clip this close to the end. So now you can't even really see where I sewed that in, and the new color is joined in seamlessly. And then I just keep knitting until I get to the end and I finish it off, and away we go. And I hope that that helps answer the question of how I joined 2 different colors together. I hope it's helpful. Have fun crafting.